Hey everyone, it's me, Kris from Double Down Dice. Today I'm going to do a quick review of Azul, a 2 to 4 player game from Next Move Games designed by Michael Kiesling. So in this beautiful looking game, you're trying to build a wall. I will show you that wall. It's right here. In Azul, you're trying to complete this wall. And each time you take a tile, you take all tiles of that type, the same color that is, into your hand. And then you put them in one of these rows. This row requires 1, this one 2, 3, 4, and so on. When you put it there, you leave it there until after everybody has taken all the tiles that are available. And then the round ends. In which case, if the row is complete, this one only requires 1, this one 3. So if there are 3 here, you're going to move your color piece over to the correct spot. And if there's 1 here, you'll do the same. If there's only 2 in the 3 row, you can't do it that turn. You have to wait until it's full. If you ever take more tiles than it's allowed for that row, it's going to go down to the bottom here, and you'll lose points at the end of that round. The game ends as soon as someone has a complete horizontal row, in which case they'll get 2 points, 2 victory points if they have a complete row. And as soon as one player does this, the whole game ends for all players. So you'll just finish up scoring, and then you will not play another round. Other bonuses are if you have all 5 colors of one type, you'll get 10 points. So if you have 5 red, you'll get 10 points, and if you have 5 blue, you'll get 10 points, and so on and so forth. And the last one is, if you have a complete vertical line, you'll get 7 points, okay? And you add that all up at the end, and the person with the highest score wins. So the question for me is, do you get Azul? It's a good question. If you're going to be playing with more than 2 players, say 3 or 4, I might recommend Azul. I think it's really pretty, it's easy to learn, it's easy to get to the table because there's low rules overhead. It is gorgeous, so anyone that's walking by is probably likely to want to play, so it's a really good conversation starter. But is it a good game for 2? And I'm going to say no. I don't think it's that good. Or rather, I should say there's a game that I think is better for 2, and that game is Patchwork, designed by Uwe Rosenberg. This one has a lot more thinking going on, and that's why I prefer it. So, the goal of Double Down Dice is to say, do we double down on the new game or double down on something else that's already out that we think is better? And I'm double downing on Patchwork. And the reason is, when you take a patch in this game, it has 2 costs, a time cost and a economy, which is done in buttons. So it has a money cost and a time cost. And when you're moving around on this time circle, you're thinking about what your opponent might need. So there's a patch in front of you. But if you buy these patches in front of you, you're going to end up giving your opponent the opportunity to maybe get a patch that they need that's a little further ahead. And I think there's a lot more decisions going on in this game than in Azul. And that's my main complaint. So in Azul, you have this. There's a predetermined wall, and you're always going to be moving that color that you get here to that spot there. And it's okay. Thankfully, there's this side where you can choose where you want to put your color. And the only rule in the rule book is you play the base game, but with the exception that no color can ever appear more than once in a vertical line. The rules don't say anything about a horizontal line, which is a complaint I have with this game, is the rule book could have been better. But yeah, so with Azul, in the advanced or variant game, you kind of choose where you want to put things. I don't think it really adds a ton of depth, it just kind of adds like a little mental puzzle. It'll look different than this, where, it's not what is this term? A diagonal line. You're not going to have diagonal lines of color all the way down. You might have partial and then partial because you're avoiding the vertical repetition. But yeah, if you want a pretty game that you would like to play with your significant other or a couple friends from the office who haven't played games yet, I recommend Azul. It looks pretty, it's likely to get them to the table, it has low rules overhead, and it plays in about 25-30 minutes. But if you're looking for something that has more thought to it and is great for 2 players, I'm going to double down and say Patchwork. So I will keep Patchwork for as long as it remains a thinky game for me and has fun decisions. And Azul is going out the door. I'm already trying to find a buyer for this one. And again, it's not because it's a bad game, it's just I think there's better games than this one out there. But if you want something pretty, get Azul. Thanks for watching Double Down Dice. I'm Kris. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree, disagree? I'd like to hear from you. Thank you. Bye-bye.